Hi, my name is Sydney Mabry. I recently completed my Girl Scout Gold Award called STEM Grows Girls, Girls Grows STEM. STEM, standing for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, is a topic I'm very passionate about, and I wanted to get more girls involved in it. I held multiple events with science experiments, technology activities, and math games in order to promote STEM. In this video, I'm going to show you all of these things, but if you'd like to see more about how I did my project, click the link in the description. For a little background about me, I've always been passionate about STEM, especially astronomy. Several years ago, I joined the Richmond Astronomical Society, and I've been a presenter there on numerous occasions. They were glad to partner with me during my project, and in this way, I was able to show people the sun, moon, and other celestial objects as part of my project. My experiments were for girls from a variety of ages, focusing mainly on those in grades 3 through 8. The first one, Quick Catch, requires little preparation. It focuses on hand-eye coordination and reaction time. All you need is for a person to hold out a ruler with the one down like this. They hold it above your hand, and then when they drop it, you have to see how fast you can catch it. Mine was at about 10 inches. So, if you want to mark that down, you can see if you get better. You can do it for 5 trials and then see what the results are. This has to do with your eyes sending signals to your brain, which then send signals to your hand in order for you to catch it. Our next experiment is clean pennies. First, we get a jar and add vinegar to it. Then, we add some salt. Stir it around. And then we get some dirty pennies. We place them in the jar and we just let them sit for a while. And then when we come back, they'll be nice and clean. So up next, we have an experiment called rolling cans. So what we do, we blow up a balloon, and then we rub it with a wool sweater. You can also rub it with your hair, and this will create static electricity, which is when a buildup of electrons, of negatively charged particles, all come into one place. And static means not moving, so they're all in just this one place and they're not going anywhere. And since they're negative, they have an ability to pull positively charged particles, like this can, and roll them towards you. So, if we hold the balloon near the can, like I'm doing, you can roll it back and forth. Isn't that really cool? Another experiment I did is called lava lamp in a cup. So the first step we do is we take a cup or jar and fill it up about 3/4 of the way with water. Add a couple drops of food dye just for clarity. And stir it around a little bit. Then we add some vegetable oil. And since vegetable oil has a lower density than water, which means it's lighter than water, it floats on top. So you can see a layer of oil on top of the water. However, salt is heavier than water, it has a higher density. So when we add salt to this jar, it should go to the bottom. And I'll bring this up close so you can see it. However, when I'm adding salt to the jar, the oil is also going down. The salt brings the oil down when it itself falls. However, when the salt dissolves into the water, the oil floats back up. So it's like a lava lamp in a cup. Let's check back in on the pennies. I've taken them out, and you can definitely see that they're a lot cleaner than before. This is because the vinegar that I put in here is an acid. When it reacts with the salt, it removes a substance called copper oxide, which is what makes the pennies dull. When that gets removed, they're nice and shiny again. Our next experiment is foaming fountain. So first, we need a nice jar to hold all our stuff in. So first we pour in vinegar, and just put a good amount in it, no more than half of the jar filled with vinegar. So we pour that in. Then next we add some dishwashing detergent and just put a good squirt. You don't need to put too much in here. Then a little food dye if you want, just for coloring. I'm going to put a few drops of that in there. Then you can shake that all about. Just mix it all together. And then we add some baking soda and add about a heaped teaspoon of that, and just put that in like a tissue or something, or a napkin. And then wrap that up. This. And at this point, you want to put your jar into a pot or bucket, just so the reaction doesn't overflow. You'll put your baking soda into the jar, and then just stir it about like this. And you'll start to see a reaction. This is because when the vinegar and baking soda react, it creates a gas called carbon dioxide, and that forms bubbles in the vinegar. The bubbles then react with the dishwashing detergent to make even more bubbles, and that's how you're getting all this foam. And if you have a smaller jar, it will eventually foam out and spew out the top. This experiment is called Catch the Bird. All you need for this is a piece of paper with a cage on it, a piece of paper with a bird on it, and you need to glue them together, punch holes on each side, and attach strings to it. Now, you see the bird and the cage, but what if I told you you could see the bird in the cage? So what we do is we twist this back and forth until you see the string starting to twist up, and then we pull. See the bird in the cage? That's because your brain sees the bird and the cage separately. But when it's twisting so fast like that, it can't tell the difference between the two and merges the pictures together. Our last experiment is called Cloud in a Bottle. So what we need is a bottle, a stopper with a hole in it, a bike pump, and rubbing alcohol. So the first thing we do is we take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and pour it into the bottle. And we just need enough so that we can cover the walls in rubbing alcohol, basically. Then we insert the stopper and put the bike pump into the bottle. So then we pump up the bottle and you have to be careful not to let go of the stopper. And then, when we let go, there's a cloud in the bottle. This is because when I pump air into the bottle, the water molecules in the alcohol compress and condense. When I release the pressure quickly, it allows air to flow into the bottle, and the decrease of pressure results in a decrease of temperature. When the temperature decreases, the water molecule temperature also decreases, so they condense and form a cloud. The technology and engineering segments included activities such as Little Bits, magnetic electronic building blocks, Spheros, robotic balls controlled by your phone, a Lego NXC robot, a walking, moving robot, and a Raspberry Pi Go car, a car whose movements could be coded in a program called Scratch. The girls would code, move, and build with these technologies. The math section included games such as Blocus, which tested geometry and spatial thinking, and 24, which drilled basic math skills. All of these are things that I have chosen and what I had access to. If you are thinking of holding an event with STEM activities, feel free to use my activities or come up with your own. The important thing is that you are spreading the word about STEM to girls everywhere.